Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
Al sent me a note about a story out of Arizona, and it caught my attention because it's funny. I don't know why, but criminals who do funny things make me laugh, more so than just average people. So an Arizona bank robber accidentally turned himself in, according to the police. And this is from AZ Family. Lauren Koblev wrote this. A bank robber is in custody after essentially turning himself in to the police in Bullhead City earlier this month, according to investigators. The police department there posted surveillance photos on social media recently from two recent robberies and asked for the public's help in identifying the subject. We see that all the time. They got some security footage. They post the photographs. Does anybody know this person? Please let us know. Now, the man was seen in the same vehicle after robbing a bank, and then another one in Kingman. So one was in Bullhead City, one was in Kingman, and apparently they got photographs of something happening. They said, does anybody know this guy? Shortly after the police put the photographs up and said, does anybody know this guy? Detectives received a tip from someone who knew the suspect. Yeah, I know that guy. He's a 37-year-old local. So detectives determined that his truck was, in fact, positively matched to the surveillance photos, and they were working on obtaining a search warrant when he showed up at the police station. You're looking for the guy, and you look up, and he walks in. It's kind of like you're fishing, and you hear a noise, and you turn around, and the fish jumped into your boat. Hello. Okay. He came to the police station to report that somebody had come after him and accused him of being the bank robber, posted on social media, and he wanted them prosecuted. He said they threatened him. And he wants them prosecuted. What'd they accuse you of? What'd they threaten you with? Well, they accused me of being a bank robber you're looking for. Ironically, we were just filling out a warrant for you. He was then taken into custody for robbery. Now, here's where it gets fun. Detectives say they searched his truck and found the clothing that matched what was worn during the robberies, and they also found the notes he allegedly used to demand money from the bank tellers. And he was booked into the county jail in Kingman. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here that indicates that this is not exactly a criminal genius enterprise. Not the least of which is walking into the police station and pointing out that somebody says you look like the bank robber, but having all the evidence in your truck that you drove yourself to the police station with. I mean, if only all cases were this easy to solve. Can you imagine? And the crazy part about this is, it is an interesting study of human nature, right? And that is that a lot of people don't like being accused of stuff. Interestingly, he was accused of having done something he'd actually done. He says what he was upset about was that somebody had threatened him and said, hey, I think you're the bank robber. Now, the threat, if coupled with some kind of apparent ability to follow through with it, very well could be a form of assault, right? That's great. So maybe the guy was thinking, hey, there's an actual crime I get to report because somebody committed a crime against me. But you'd think that he'd go, but I really can't because, one, what they accused me of is true. Two, the police are looking for me. And three, my truck is loaded with all that evidence. And I have to ask the question, simply because I ask these questions, why do you keep the notes? Did the notes, because it says here, they found notes, plural. So I'm guessing he used a note at the first one and a note at the second one, a different note. If the first note worked and you still have it, why didn't you just use it again? Or if you're going to use a second note at the second place, why don't you dispose of the first note? I'm just asking the questions because they're just so painfully obvious to be asked. I don't know. And so we don't know either, but we'll find out what happens. But the man's been arrested. Okay? So that's the story there. Al, thanks for sending it. It's short but sweet. Arizona bank robber accidentally turned himself in, according to the police. Lauren Koblev wrote that for AZ Family. Now, many of you will notice that I'm sitting in a different chair. And now here's the thing. I had a chair on my set for years as a white plastic folding chair. In fact, it's right there. And as a white plastic folding chair, it did the job. It only had one job, but it did it well. And for some odd reason, people used to complain, because occasionally I'll do videos about what my set looks like and so on, and people would complain and go, oh my gosh, you're sitting in that white plastic chair. What's wrong with you? And the weird thing is that I've been sitting in this chair, for instance, right now on camera, for 6.5 minutes. Okay? And so I'm not spending a marathon event in this chair. I'm here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes per video. And I get up and I walk away. And then the chair just sits there lonely all day long. And so it never bothered me, but it bothered viewers. So about a year and a half ago, I was driving down the street. I saw a garage sale. And right out front was a wooden folding chair that looked kind of cool. So I stopped and said, how much for the chair? The woman goes, $5. I was going to talk her down, but I thought, nah, $5's okay. Flipped her a $5, carried it back to my car, came in here and pulled the white chair out of the set, retired it over there, put the wooden folding chair here. And I started getting complaints about that. What's with that wooden folding chair? Shouldn't you be sitting in a nicer chair? Huh? Now, again, the people complaining don't have to sit in a chair. But for whatever reason, it became a distraction. I do live streams often on Sundays at 1 o'clock Eastern on this channel, where we just sit down and talk about anything and everything for 2 hours. And occasionally I do pop-ups at rare, unannounced times. And sometimes is more rare than others. And I shoot those using a camera right there. And as a result of that, people can look over my shoulder and see what I sit in during my videos. And in every live stream I've ever done from over there, I've had people say, oh my gosh, is that the chair you sit in? You sit in that wooden chair? You should, it's a folding chair. You should be sitting in something nicer. And so I'm going to assume that it's all good-natured and people just hope good things for me. They wish good things for me. They want me to be comfortable. They want me to be in a nice chair. Now, I spent so much time defending the chair, saying, no, don't worry about the chair. I could afford a nicer chair if I wanted one, but it became a distraction because so many people were talking about it. So I now have a nicer chair that I can sit in. And I had said one of the reasons that I liked having a folding chair was that they sat in place and they didn't do this. They didn't rock and they didn't go back and forth this way. Now, I got this chair. I've fixed the back so it doesn't rock. And I just try really hard to plant my feet on the ground and leave them there. So far, I think succeeded in using this chair in this video. So if I go to edit the video and everything is wonky, I may have to go back to the old chair. But if you're seeing this video, it means that the chair experiment has succeeded. So there you go. But again, getting back to the original story, man was accused of robbing 2 banks. Police asked for social media help. Guy came in one day and said, hey, someone accused me of being the bank robber. And in the process, they threatened me. I want you to go prosecute or arrest them. And they said, but wait, aren't you the guy we are looking for? And they arrested him. So there you go. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. The day you stop racing is the day you win the race.